Welcome back, humans of the Argent Sagaverse, to Argos Anonymous. My name is Adam, and we're going to continue our Learn to Play Argent Saga series with part 3, which is 90 minutes of instructional gameplay starring my gorgeous assistant, Rachel. So if you are just learning how to play Argent Saga, you have come to the right place. We're going to talk about this awesome card game, and we're going to play it, and we're going to talk our way through it and teach about it and just go over the basics of how to play so you too can enjoy this game in your own home or in public stores or wherever people will allow you to play nowadays. I suppose the world is a little bit crazy. So kick off your shoes, grab a bottle of juice, and let's go. This is my wife. Say hi.
Hi.
It's my wife, Rachel. We're going to play Argent Saga as though it was her first time playing. But the truth is she's played like once before, long time ago. So basically this is it. She's playing Hoenna Sola. That's her combo. And I have a Dragonholt Strigra, which was one of the deck techs that we did recently. And we're just going to, because Rachel's going to need kind of a refresher here, we'll just basically play as though this is Rachel's first game. So if this is your first game playing Argent Saga, this is perfect. This is your video, because this will tell you everything you need to know to get through your first game. So for starters, honey, I'm not just going to let you go first. You're going to have to roll for it.
Oh.
So if you've noticed, so what have we done here? Let's look at, the game setup, which we talked about in part 2 and part 1 of how to play Argent Saga. We have our 40-card main deck. And then below that, we have our 10-card shard deck. All of our shards over here. And then on the left side, on the top left, we have our champion. Below that, we have our spirit. Right? And then between the spirit and the shard deck, we have our 5 towers. There's 1 tower of each element. When you start the game, you start with the towers face up. And then you're going to take your towers, and you're going to flip them face down after we've all kind of seen what each other has. And we're going to shuffle them up and put them back down. So go ahead and, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Put them back face down on the table. Because the idea when you play is that you don't know where the towers are. It's a mystery. It's going to get you. There you go. Yeah, just like that. That's good. It's good enough for government work. I dig it. And then in front of your towers are your unit zones. Right? And these playmats don't have the markings on them. Just remember, okay, honey, you've got 5 zones, and you've got 1 unit in front of each tower, and it's supposed to line up with mine.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay. Oh, it's close enough. And then once you play a unit, he's stuck. He can't willy-nilly jump around just because he feels like it. So you have to kind of make sure you put him where you want him. In these decks, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But sometimes it does. People watching from above. Sometimes it matters. So, first, I guess let's roll to see who goes first. Let's get that out of the way. You want to roll your fancy purple dice? 1, nice.
Go figure.
Good job. And I get an 8, so I'll go first. Cool. And then we can just put these off to the side. So first, honey, you're going to draw 5 cards
From this
from your
deck.
main deck. Yeah, good call. We're going to draw 5 cards from the main deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you have a chance to take as many cards as you want from your first 5 cards you draw. This is called the mulligan. Everybody gets one. Take as many cards as you want, and you can put that many cards on the bottom of your main deck, and then draw that many new cards. So, I'll cheat and look. You're fine. Let's say you keep, but let's say I'm looking at mine. And what do you want? You want you want some low cost things that cost 1, 2, or 3, right? So that you can play the first few rounds or the first few turns. If everything in your hand costs 5, 6, 7, 8, you should take some of those and put them on the bottom, and then draw new cards so that you can make sure you play the first couple of turns. So I've got something that costs 8. That's like I'm not gonna need that for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him on the bottom. And then I get to draw 1 card for every card I dumped. Boop. So I draw 1. There we go. Now that we've done that, I have the Spirit Strigra. Now this Spirit, yours doesn't do this, but this one says at the start of the game, after mulligans, which is what we just did. We just did our mulligan. At the start of the game, you can search your shard deck, that's this guy, for a shard. and then I get to put it on top. Okay? So I get to do this. You don't get to do that. I'm going to search for this one, Fizzy, and I'm going to put him on top. I guess I'm supposed to shuffle it, actually, the rest of it. There we go. Put him on top. Okay, so now what have we done? We've rolled. I'm going to go first. We both have 5 cards. I think we're ready.
Okay.
You ready?
I guess so.
Okay. So I'll take my first turn. So the first turn of the game, normally in a turn in Argent Saga, the first step of each turn is to draw a card from your main deck. But if you're lucky enough to win the dice roll, and if you're going first, you skip that. So the good thing about going first is you get to be first, but the good thing about going second is you get to draw a card in your first turn. So because I'm going first, I will skip the draw phase, and I'm going to go straight to the second part of the turn, which is the charge phase. So the first part is the draw phase. I'll skip it. Second part is the charge phase. The charge phase is where you take one card from your second deck, your shard deck, and you put it in your resource zone, which is below your towers. This is your shard zone, and these are what you use to play cards. So at the top left corner of all of your cards, you're going to see a number, right? Or an X, which means it could be anything depending on what the card says. But usually you'll see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. That's the cost to play. And what that means is that is how many shards you need in order to play that card. So because you only get 1 per turn, in your first turn, you'll only be able to play cards that cost 1 or less. And so that's what I'm going to do. I have finished my charge phase, where I put down a shard, and now I enter the third part of my turn. That's the main phase. So in the main phase, I'm going to exhaust my shard, which means I'm using its ability for this turn. I'm turning it sideways in order to get 1, you can call it shard light, shard juice, power, mojo, whatever you want. You're getting 1 out of this, and I'm going to use that to play a card that costs 1. In this case, it's going to be the Deranged Dragon. He's a unit. So a unit is going to go on the field in one of my 5 unit zones, each of which is in front of one of my towers. If this were a spell, I would play it and then it would just go away. But because it's a unit, which it says right here in the middle of the card, he's going to stay on the zone. Now, the Deranged Dragon, the name of the card's right in the middle. The cost is in that top left corner, and the power is here in the middle top of the card. He has a power of 1,000, which means when he attacks you at some point, you'll have to consider his power when you decide what kind of effect that attack will have. But for now, it doesn't matter, because the first turn that a unit comes into play, he can't do anything. He basically just showed up. He was like asleep. We ripped him out of his cave, dropped him on the field, and he's still looking around asking for coffee, has no idea what's going on, can't do anything for this first turn.
Okay.
So, now that I have no more shards left, right? So I can't play anything else, because I've used him. I can't use him twice. He's exhausted. He's done. I'm going to pass my turn. So now it's your turn.
So now I draw from here.
Correct. The first part of your turn is the draw phase. You draw 1 card off the top. Now the second part of your turn is the charge phase.
This one.
You'll take 1 shard from the top of your shard deck and you put down your resource field, just like that.
Okay.
Perfect. Now you can look at your hand, and if you have any card that costs 1 or less, you can play it.
So then I have to turn these.
If you want to use it, you have to exhaust it, which means you turn it sideways like that, yeah.
Okay.
See, it says in the card, exhaust to produce 1. So you have now produced 1.
Right. Now, am I supposed to play mine here?
You can
Because yours is here?
You can put it in any zone you want. So some cards' position matters, and most cards' position doesn't. So it might, for example, say on your card, the unit across from this card can't attack. So if you have a card that says something like that, position matters. But otherwise, like you're looking at a bone scavenger there, it doesn't matter. You can put him anywhere.
Okay.
Now, because my beautiful wife here has chosen an Arrive ability card, let's talk about the Arrive ability. So different units have different abilities. Some of them have no abilities. Like this one has nothing special. It does have some card text you have to consider, but if you see something in bold font, like this Bone Scavenger, that is something you really need to read before you play the card. I mean, ideally, you know all the cards in your deck, but the truth is you can get away with a lot of it on the fly just by reading that. So this says arrive. What that means is that once you play this card and it arrives on the field, which is what this is, then something happens. So in this case, what does this arrive ability say? What does it say after the arrive there?
Expel target unit from a discard zone.
Perfect. So the discard zone is something that both of ours are empty. The discard zone is over here. It's below, typically people put it below their shard deck. That's where spells that you cast, after they're cast, they go to the discard zone, and units that die go to the discard zone. But because we just started the game, there's nothing in there yet. The way Argent Saga works is you try to do whatever the card says as much as you can. But whatever you can't do, you just don't do, no big deal. So his arrive ability goes off, but because there's nothing in a discard zone, you can't do anything, fine. So
now my turn's over because I don't have any more of these things.
Well, you could do something else, but there's nothing worth doing. The only thing you really could do in your turn at any time, your Spirit Sola has something called a Soul Burst ability, which we might as well talk about right now. So the way spirits work is most spirits have an ability that's there all the time. They have something that has nothing to do with the Soul Burst. Like, for example, Sola, you know like how you exhausted your shard?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to do something with a unit, which you can't do the turn it came into play because he just woke up, right? If you were to attack me with a unit, you have to exhaust it. Sola does two things. One, at the end of every turn, it lets you ready a unit that's exhausted, so you get to bring it back up, and we'll talk about that later. Number two, you can Soul Burst Sola, which means you turn Sola face down in order to make a 2,000 power Guardian Knight token. Soul Bursting is a one-time use, unless you can find a way to restore your spirit. So, in a pinch, you can Soul Burst your Sola to fart out a 2,000 power Knight token, and then you can no longer use Sola's other ability of untapping or readying a unit. So just keep in mind at any time for no cost, you can Soul Burst Sola and you can put out a Guardian Knight. But other than that, your turn's done because you don't have any more shards. So
your turn, sir.
You're done, Z? All right, thank you. So at the beginning of my turn, this is turn number 2. I guess I'll draw a card during my draw phase. And I'll just take a look at that. Okay, and then during my charge phase now, the second part of my turn, I'll charge a shard. So I'll take one shard from the top of my shard deck, put it in my resource zone, and then the other part of the charge phase is you ready everything. Everything that's turned sideways, you turn it back up, unless the card says otherwise. So now I have 2 shards. I've got a unit here. This unit says on it, the Deranged Dragon says, this unit must attack this turn, or each turn if able. So I'm sorry, honey. I gotta attack you.
Dick move.
So in your main phase, that's when you would attack. And attacking is like a mini phase within your main phase. There's only 3 parts of your turn. There's draw, charge, and then your main phase. So you can attack, you can go in and out of your attack mini phase as many times as you want, for as long as you have units that are able to attack. So in order to attack, here's what we do. First I say, I'm going to move to combat. And now you have a chance to do something before we officially enter combat. Which right now, there's probably nothing you would do.
Okay.
But I'm supposed to say that. Now what I do is I choose the unit that will be attacking, and I choose his target. Units can attack 2 things. They can attack towers, or they can attack exhausted units. So, for example, if he had attacked me during your last turn, he'd be exhausted, potentially, and it exposes your unit to being attacked during my next turn. Because he's not exhausted, he's ready, I can't touch him. Your Bone Scavenger is fine. But your towers are fair game. So I'm going to say my Deranged Dragon is going to attack this tower.
And And then I flip it.
Not yet.
Oh.
First, I exhaust my deranged dragon to attack. And now there's something called the Guardian Step. During the Guardian Step of combat, you have another chance to do something. So I've declared my target. And now that you know what I'm attacking, you have one more chance to... You could cast a spell to kill my unit. You could Soul Burst your Sola to produce a Guardian to block him. Or you could just let me hit the tower. If I were you...
Hit the tower. It's too early to use that. Right?
Smart. Yeah, totally. You should just let me hit the tower.
Okay. Hit me.
So what you'll do is you'll hit me. All right. So you'll flip it over. Okay. So what we've done now is whenever you hit a tower, even if you don't deal damage, you reveal what the tower is. Then you're going to compare the power of the unit to the defense of the tower. So my unit is a 1,000 power. Your tower is a 1,500 defense, which means I have not done enough damage to destroy your tower, so nothing happens.
Okay.
That's it. Now, because the attack phase is done, we're back into my main phase. So now I can, during the main phase, you can cast spells, you can play cards, play units, you can go back into attack, all kinds of stuff. He can't attack again because he's already exhausted. So that's it for him. But I have 2 shards. What else can I do? I guess what do I do? I'm gonna exhaust 1 shard to play this Scarlet Egg. It has a 1 cost. It's just a little 500 power unit that has Guardian. The way attacking works in Argent Saga is you can only block an attack if you're using a unit that has Guardian. Like your Bone Scavenger can't block any attacks. My Deranged Dragon can't ever block an attack, but a Guardian unit can intercept an attack. And the way that works is if you were to attack me, I could, let's say you exhausted your Bone Scavenger during your turn and you attack this tower, I could exhaust my Guardian and block your attack. But blocking an attack exhausts the blocker, which means you can only do it once. So I can't just sit there and block you all day with some super strong Guardian. I can only block you 1 time with it. But anyway, we'll get into that. For now, I'm going to make this egg. It says it can't attack, so that's it. And then I think I'll exhaust another shard and I'll play this Juvenile Dragon. Juvenile Dragon says while you control 2 or more other dragon units, he has quickness. So quickness is in bold, which means I should pay attention to it. Quickness means... So you remember how we talked about how when you first play a unit, he can't do anything the turn that he comes into play? Mm-hmm. Quickness says yes, he can. If he has quickness, he can exhaust himself and do these things the turn he comes into play. So Juvie Dragon has quickness. I'm going back to combat. So I'm going to say, move into combat.
Okay.
And you say, okay. And now I'm going to declare my unit and declare my target. And I'm going to say, I'm going to exhaust my Juvie Dragon. And I am going to target that tower again. And now there's the Guardian Step where you can choose to let it happen, or you can choose to block it. If I were you, you still have 5 towers.
Okay, question.
Yeah, sure.
So you had already attacked it with this one, which was 1,000.
Good question.
Does that leave me with 500, so automatically you trump mine? Damage on Tower's End units sticks until the end of the turn. So for the rest of this turn, that tower's down to 500 defense because I already hit it for 1,000. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of my turn, it resets back to 1,500. So yes, if I hit it again, it's popped. Okay.
But Argent Saga does there's a balancing mechanic so that if I do break your tower, that puts me 1 step ahead, right? Because I'm supposed to break those to win the game. But what does that Tower of Darkness say?
Oh, I can look at your hand and select a card. And then you have to discard it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could block my attack by soul bursting your Sola and creating a Guardian during the Guardian step of combat. And then you could exhaust the Guardian and intercept my attack. Or you could just let me pop the tower and then you could use its effect.
Pop me.
Pop me. Hit me. Hit me. Pop me. You can see what kind of relationship. We have a good relationship. Okay, so he gets through. He does 1,000 damage to your tower. When you destroy a tower...
Does it go over here?
No, it stays where it is, but you invert it.
Oh, okay.
You flip it facing me so I know it's popped. Now, immediately, whenever you crack a tower, it's important to note that I have no opportunity to respond to this. I can't... most of the things in Argent Saga, whenever I do anything, my opponent has a chance to respond. Towers don't do that. Towers are non-counterable, non-respondable, immediate effects. So I can't... The point is, I can't say, oh, well, then I'm going to cast this card really quick so that you can't pick it. Nope. The tower effect happens. I've got to give you my hand. You should pick the meanest looking thing in it, and you should send it to my discard. Hint, it's on the bottom.
Oh, I wanted to see what the X was.
Oh, X
you
means...
mentioned the X.
Yeah, it'll explain it in the card text.
Hmm.
An X cost means that the amount of shards you'll spend to cast it is variable, depending on what you want to do.
Okay. Well, this guy.
Yeah.
He looks like the guy from Fantasia.
Really?
The demon guy.
There's a demon in it? I didn't remember that. Really?
Like the original. Okay, that one.
Alright, so you killed my Dragonhold Fury Unleashed. Okay, he's a really good card. That was good. Fine. Okay, so, I've cracked a tower. These guys are tapped. I'm tapped out. I got nothing. I'll pass turn. Your turn.
Okay, so I draw.
First part of your turn is a draw phase. You'll draw one card. Lovely.
Okay, and then I turn this first?
Either way, your charge phase, just by the end of your charge phase, you'll have taken one more shard from the top of your shard deck and put it down, and you'll have readied all of your cards back up. Perfect.
Okay, so I've got two.
And now you're in your main phase, where you can play cards, you can attack, you can do all kinds of stuff. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Sorry, I'm reading.
No, take your time. It's fine. No, you're not allowed to reach your cards. If you're in a tournament, things are timed. So you're looking at Omega Magic Yami.
Yeah.
You can choose what you want it to do. You can either give something minus 1,000, which could kill it. If it goes to 0, it dies. Or you can bring back a dead thing, as long as the thing costs 3 or less.
Okay.
He's a good one to save until you're down a couple towers, because then you can do both. Dusk Strike kills something. Maybe you'd like to know what the Lightning Bolt stands for.
Yes.
So, normally...
I was just thinking that.
So, normally you can only cast spells during your main phase outside of combat.
Yeah, this is I can do it at any time.
Yeah, instacast. The Lightning Bolt means instacast, meaning you can use it anytime for the most part. We'll talk about the priority sequence after a few more turns.
Well, hell.
He's a defender. The Golem of Devourment's a great defender because whenever he dies, you search for another one of him in your deck and you put him back out. So you can just keep blocking me like 3 times with that.
Okay.
I would play him.
Okay.
If I was you.
And I don't put him in front of this one because he's already done.
Doesn't matter. No, it's still a valid unit zone.
Oh. Even
if the tower's destroyed, you still have 5 zones.
I see. Okay, well...
you can't put him down yet. You've got to pay the cost.
Oh, shite.
Yeah.
2.
So you're exhausting 2 shards. Nice. Now you've got 2 shard juice. Shard light.
Okay.
And you've played a Golem Environment. So, to be specific, there are a couple of times that I have a chance to respond to this. So the first one is, the first thing you do when you want to play a card is...
Oh, wait. Don't I have to say... Oh, no, it's not. I'm not battling you yet.
You just have to say what you're doing. So what you'll do is, the first thing you do is you pay the cost, and you say, I'm going to play Golem of Devourment. And you reveal the card from your hand.
Okay.
But you don't put him into play yet, because I have a chance now to do something, right? It's your turn, so you have priority. You have a chance to make the first move, and it's called having priority. And so now what you do is you announce what you're going to do. But you pay the cost and you say, I'm going to play this. And then priority passes to me. Now I have priority for just a second, and I get to say if I want to respond to it. In this case, I'm going to say, cool. I have nothing. I can't do anything anyway. I have no shard juice left. So I will then say, cool, and I'm going to pass priority back to you. Now you can actually play the card. I have a chance to respond to you casting the card or you trying to play the card. So now he goes ahead and he hits the field.
This sounds too nice.
What? Passing priority back and forth? It's so friendly, right?
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, well, this is 2020.
I want to play the Golem of Devourment.
If it wasn't nice enough, we'd have to have safe rooms. Okay, so now he
safe words.
He hits the field, and because he doesn't have an arrive ability or anything, then we're good to go. Now, what does he have? Well, Golem of Devourment has Guardian, which means, again, you can intercept attacks if you want to. Note, however, he doesn't deal damage. He's only a blocker. But he has another ability. He's got a Ruined ability, and we'll talk about that when he is ruined, I suppose.
Okay.
So now you're still in your main phase. You can cast spells if they cost 0, or you can attack, or you can soul burst your spirit. You can. That's about it, I suppose.
No, I'm good.
You gonna be done?
Yeah.
Donzie McFonzie. Okay. All right. So then moving on now. Now it's my main. Now it's my turn. So phase 1 is my draw phase. I'll draw a card. Cool. And then I'll go to my charge phase. I'm going to take 1 card from my shard deck, put it down in my resource zone, and then I'm going to ready my 2 exhausted dragons. And then I'm going to ready up my shards. Now, I'm going to do something here that I probably should have done before, but it's fine. I'm going to use Fizzy. This card has an exhaust ability. It says exhaust, flip your spirit face down, and draw 2 cards. So I'm going to flip my spirit face down. So he's dead. He's useless now anyway. And I'll draw 2 more cards. Boom. Now. I'm going to use Scarlet Egg as an ability. The egg basically hatches. It says if you control 2 or more dragon units, 2 or more other dragon units, 1, 2, I can sacrifice this card to search my deck for a dragon that costs 2 or less and put it into play. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to sacrifice Scarlet Egg. It goes into my discard zone. Sacrifice means it just dies, that's what you'd think. And then I get to search my deck for a dragon that costs 2 or less, and I will put it into play. And I'm going to choose the Closed Shard Dragon. What this does is, as long as this is in play, other dragon units I control can't be hit by your spells. Ha! So he can still be hit. It just means that you can't go straight to them. If you want to go to them, you've got to go through him first. And then anytime you search your deck for anything, you have to shuffle your deck afterwards just to make sure you're not a lying, cheating sneak. Because as they say something in Magic, in other card games, 50% of the people who play in card games are really wonderful people. And the other ones you probably should not let in your house. Just kidding. No, not completely. No, yeah, so always shuffle. Always require people shuffle their decks after they search them, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Now let's see. Okay, I've got 3 things. He just came into play, so he can't do anything. But these ones have been in play, and this one doesn't have a choice. He has to attack every single turn. So I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
Fantastic. Now I'm going to exhaust my Deranged Dragon, and I'm going to target this tower. Now's the Guardian step, right? You can choose to let it hit the tower, or you can intercept the attack with your Golem of Devourment. He won't deal any damage, just because it says... Now, most Guardians do deal damage, but this guy just says he doesn't deal damage.
Okay.
If I were you, the worst case scenario is that you draw him like next turn. You might as well run through these guys and block me as many times as you can with it.
Okay.
So if you do block with him, he will die. But that's why he's here. He's here to die. Yeah, he just showed it. He's super disposable. He showed up. He's here to die.
Okay, so do I say I'm going to...
Yeah, you'd say, okay, so the way Guardian works is you'd say, after I declare the target, I'd say I'm going to attack that tower. You would exhaust your Guardian and say, okay, I'll use Guardian and intercept.
I will use Guardian and intercept.
You can say whatever you want afterwards, but say I'll use Guardian and screw you if you want.
Okay.
But, okay, so now what it does is it redirects his attack to the Guardian. They each deal damage. He deals no damage, because it says it on the card. And he deals 1,000 damage, which means your Golem of Devourment dies.
Does he go here?
He does. He goes to the discard. Now, he has a Ruined ability. A Ruined ability triggers when the card is killed or sacrificed. Is destroyed or sacrificed, which means it just triggered. So what does your Ruin ability say?
I'm supposed to pull another one of these guys from my deck and put him into play.
Straight into play.
So I'll pull him out and then reshuffle these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's a great way. Golem Environment is a great way to stall the game.
Do I have to put it back in the same spot?
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Hey, that's bad. And then you just kind of give it a little shuffle. Doesn't matter too much.
Okay.
Now you're going to cheat me. Alright. So there you go. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to go to combat again.
Okay.
And I'm going to exhaust my Juvenile Dragon. Same thing, I'm going to target that tower because I just want to kill it. I want to kill it until it's dead. I want to kill it dead.
Okay, Trump.
He's from China.
So I can use this guy again and block you.
Guardian, you can... So most exhaust abilities, you can't use the turn they come into play. Guardian is the exception. You can use it the turn it comes into play. So yes, you can exhaust him again and intercept.
Okay, I'm going to intercept him.
Okay, and then he'll do 1,000 damage to him, so he will die, triggering his Ruin ability.
Oh, nasty.
But then you get another one.
Okay.
Which is great. What you really don't want is you don't want to draw multiple Golems of Devourment in your hand, because it's just a waste. You'd rather have them in your deck so you can use the ability.
Well...
If I get really mad, I'll just dump the wine all over the... You gotta be in there somewhere, right?
Oh.
Hey, it's always the last card. See? You almost drew it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just do a flippy-do and it's fine.
There.
Okay, well, shoot. You keep throwing me off. Well, I still have 2 shards here, so let's do some stuff. I guess we'll do... I'm going to go one more. I'm going to put down a Juvenile Dragon. Now, he says while you control 2 or more other dragons, he gets quickness, which means I'm coming at you again. I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
Ah, there you go. Now I'll exhaust my Juvie Dragon. Oh, come on. Come on, bro. Okay, exhaust Juvie, and once again I'm going to target that tower because it looks funny.
Right. So I can still guard you.
Do it.
I will. And then he dies. And I don't think I have any more in my deck.
Correct, because the way Argent Saga works is you can only have 3 of a kind in your deck. Now, if it's legendary, you can only have 1. We'll get to that once we find... Oh, like this guy. This guy's legendary. That's where it would say that. Right next to it says Unit Legendary Dragon. You can only have 1 of him in a deck. But this guy just says Unit Dragon.
Okay.
He's not legendary. You can have 3. You've killed 3 of those, or I've killed 3 of those, so there's no more.
Right.
Now, that said, what else am I going to do? I don't know. I guess I'll make I'm gonna exhaust 1 shard to pay the cost for a Bone Scavenger. So then what I would normally do is I would say I'm going to play a Bone Scavenger, and then priority passes to you. And now you have a chance to respond. Mm-hmm. Let's assume you don't. And now, boom, Bone Scavenger hits the field.
Okay.
Now he has an Arrive effect. Remember how his Arrive effect, there was nothing in the discard yet?
Yeah.
Now there is. So my Bone Scavenger Arrive effect says expel target unit from a discard zone. I'm going to expel one of your golems of devourment. What expel means is you basically have two zones for things that have left play. You have the discard zone and the expel zone. So you can just take one of those and just put it next to your discard zone to signify that he's expelled. It's just like one step further.
Okay.
It's like being sent to another dimension or something like that. Or however you want to think of it. And he can't attack because they just came into play. I'm all tapped out. That's it. Past you.
Okay. So I draw first.
First you draw. Oh, crap.
Yeah, but she's expensive. She's a pricey bitch.
But this card costs 6, but if you're playing Helena, because she's a basic witch.
Okay.
If you're playing Helena, it costs 2 less to play. So on your 4th turn, yeah. You won't play it this turn, but on your next turn you'll play it.
I see. Okay.
Which means you can wait to read it.
So then I can
charge back up.
Do those things, lay that down. And is each shard only worth 1?
Yeah.
Lame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You want to get into it.
So then, I don't remember what this part is called, but I
main phase.
Choose.
Yeah, you can either attack, you can play cards. Bone Scavenger has a pretty good ability, actually, that you might want to consider. Because this card, this big dragon that you put into my discard, is really strong.
Okay.
And if you could find a way to exile him, the chance of me, because you can, there are cards that will bring things back from the discard and put them back into play. And if I can do that with him, then life might get a little rough for you. So if you could find a way to exile him, it might be worth doing it.
So even though he's here, I would have to use one of these?
So when Bone Scavenger first comes into play, he gets 1 for free. But after that, he has another ability. He has an activated ability, right? An activated ability is anything with a colon. So it has the cost. The way it looks is it has cost, colon, ability. And that means you can use that anytime you have priority. And during your turn, you've got priority the whole time. So you can pay 1 to expel target unit from a discard zone. And if you do, he gets plus 500. And it's permanent.
So he's 1,500.
Yep, and he continues to grow.
How do I keep track of that?
Let's get another dice. There's a guy who makes tokens, but I don't have any. So we'll just, each one we put on will equal 500.
Okay. So then do I have to tell you what I'm doing?
Yeah, you'd pay the cost, just like playing a card. You'd pay the cost and say, Bone Scavenger's activated.
Yep, what you said.
So then once you pay the cost and you announce it, now priority passes to me. I have a chance. I've got one last chance, because I know you're gunning for this Dragonhold.
Right.
I've got one chance to save him, but I have no shards left.
Okay.
So I got nothing. So
Yes,
now, boom, now you would declare, and when you pay the cost, you declare your target.
Well, that guy.
Yep, so you'd pay the 1 and you'd say,
McNasty.
Bone Scavenger on McNasty.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'd have a chance to be like, no, because I'm gonna whatever, but I have nothing I can do. So McNasty's gone. Bone Scavenger gets 1 token, which now he's at 1,500.
Okay.
Forever.
Okay. So now I still have 2, so I can still do something.
Yeah. Sure.
Dum.
That's what I would do. Augmented.
Pardon?
The next one. That one.
Okay. Hidden laboratory.
Hidden laboratory.
Okay, so I have to pay first. Pay to play.
Pay to play, and you'd announce that you're going to play it.
I'm going to play Hidden Laboratory.
Okay, and then it would be revealed to me, and I'd go, what is that? And I go, okay, now priority passes to me, and I have a chance to respond. I won't respond, so you get to play it. Now that's an augment.
Okay.
Which is a new card type, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about spells. We haven't seen any yet. We've talked about units. So augments do not go into your unit zones.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
Sorry.
augments can go down here in your like resource zone. They can go down there. So Hidden Laboratory does a couple of things. An augment, just like a unit, it sticks on the field. Okay, spells, you play it and they're gone. Augments and units stick on the field. An augment has an arrive ability. So what's the arrive ability say?
When it enters the field, place 3 counters on your champion.
Yeah. So your
that's
champion
this
is,
thing.
yeah, it's Hoenna. So we'll give her 3 counters. Boop.
Okay. Oh, wait. Weren't you saying if I get 3,
Yeah.
I can use a
So
column?
it says it right here. It's a little hard to read. Maybe you can. It says remove 3 counters from this card. And it's an activated ability. See, it has a colon. So the cost is remove 3 counters from the card. And then if you use that ability, you get to put a Golem Dark 1500 unit into play. And you can do it at any time. So yeah, now that you have 3 in there, you can put it into play. If you do it now, though, he can't attack. Because they can't attack the turn they come into play.
Okay.
And that'll become relevant. I'll tell you, I would wait till next turn to do it.
Okay.
And I'll explain why.
Okay.
Now that Hidden Laboratory has another ability, what does that say?
Sacrifice a golem unit, draw 1 card, but I don't have any more golem
No,
units.
but you will, right? Because that's a Golem unit if you use Hoenna's ability.
Oh, I see.
So the way you use Hidden Lab is if you've got a Golem that's about to die, because like I go to kill it, you can, if I play a card that kills your Golem unit, what happens next? I announce the card, priority passes to you.
Right, Minnesota
You've
Nice.
got it. Yeah, Minnesota Nice. I'm like, here, take priority. And then you respond by going like, oh, are you killing my Golem? Yeah, I'm going to kill it first. And you kill it with Hidden Lab, and then you get to draw a card from it.
Okay.
So that's a little sneakery that goes into play there.
Okay. That's all I can do, so I guess I'm done.
Well, you could go to combat if you wanted to.
But I don't have any more of these doohickeys.
Doesn't matter. Combat doesn't cost anything. I wouldn't do it. But I'm just saying you could if you wanted to. You could use your Bone Scavenger, go to combat, and you could either attack any of my towers, or you could attack any of my exhausted units.
Oh, and it's 1,500 now, yes?
Yeah, but if you do...
He goes away?
Well, no. Oh, that's right. Oh, Sola! Oh, I can't forget Sola. You should do it. Yeah, you should attack, I don't know, something. Because at the end of your turn, Sola lets you ready a unit back up. So there's no downside.
But do I have to use it up?
No. It just says at the end of your turn, you can switch one of your exhausted units to active.
Oh, okay.
That's not the soul burst. You can just do that every turn.
Okay.
So here's the deal. You can't attack him or him. Why? Because you can only attack towers or units that are exhausted.
Oh.
You can't attack them because they're not exhausted. They're ready. They're ready for you. They see you coming. They jump out of the way. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. You can kill any of them. They're all 1,000. Just pick one, kill one.
That one.
Yeah, he's dead. So how do you say that? How do you
I have...
Well, first you got to announce that you're going to combat.
I'm going to combat.
Because you got to give me a chance for your minutes of the night. You're passing priority.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to think about it. You're going to combat?
Yep.
I'm that annoying player who... No, I went to it. Okay.
And I want to kill that one.
So you'll exhaust your unit to clear your target.
That's
now I
my
have
target.
another chance to respond during the Guardian stuff, and I won't take it because I got nothing I can do. He's
Okay.
dead. Boom. So he goes to the discard zone. He's dead. Now, Hoenna has a triggered ability. So an No, not yet. So an activated ability is when you have something with a colon after it. A triggered ability has a dash. So Hoenna says, when you destroy a tower or unit in battle, which you just did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a little dash, so it triggered. Place 1 counter on this card.
Okay.
So your 3
goes to 4.
goes to 4.
Okay.
Now you're out of combat, you're back in your main phase. If you choose to end your turn, then Solo would untap your Bone Scavenger.
I see. I guess I'll end my turn.
Okay.
So then I can turn it back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There.
Nicely done. Alright. Beginning my turn, it's my draw phase, so I'll draw a card first. Then it's my charge phase. So I will ready back my 2 dragons. I'm going to ready up 3 shards and draw in a 4th shard and put it down. Okay, now we're in business. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. I guess I'll go to combat.
Okay.
With my glow shard dragon, and I'm going to target this tower yet again.
Okay. I don't have anything, so I can't defend anything.
Nope. All you could do is either let the tower die or Soul Burst Sola, which you might as well save. Because you either save your 2nd tower or you save your 4th. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well save Sola.
Okay. Have at me.
Okay, so then 1500 hits your tower, so you'll reveal it. Ah, my old friend Tower of Embers. Crap. So that's actually a really good one to have. So Tower of Embers has 1500 defense. Glow Shard Dragon has 1500 power. So the Tower of Embers is destroyed, which means what do you do to the tower to signify, to show that it's been destroyed?
I flip it this way?
Perfect. Yep, you invert it. And now it has the effect of when this tower is destroyed, you may deal 1500 damage to a unit and then 1000 damage to a unit. So you can do it all to one thing. You can do yours if you want to kill your bone scavenger. You can do it all to your bone scavenger. I won't stop you. It's fine. There might be a reason. You've got your reasons.
I would want to kill my own thing?
I'm just saying if you wanted to. Like, I won't stop you. I'm just saying, like, you might want to clear your field for some reason. I'm just kidding. You should kill mine. You can kill 2 of my things. But you'll probably kill all the rest of them next turn anyway. What you want to do now in this turn is you want to prevent further attacks. You want to prevent further loss. And so the best thing to do would be to kill my Bone Scavenger and probably the Juby Dragon.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. So he takes 1,000, he takes 1,500. They're both dead.
Okay.
And now I'm sort of like bitter and angry, and but still in the game. So let's do this. Let's go to combat.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to exhaust my deranged dragon and target that tower. Dragons come at you fast. Life comes at you. Oh, okay. So Tower of Water has 1,500 defense, which means 1,000 isn't enough.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go back to my main phase. I'm out of combat, back in the main phase. Now I'm going to exhaust 4 shards. And I'm going to play the Rao Wyvern Rider, which is a 1,500 power dragon that has quickness. So you have a chance to respond. He hits the field, and now I will go to combat yet again.
Alright.
And the Wyvern Rider will exhaust him and target your Tower of Water.
And it kills it.
And he pops the tower, which is fine. Tower of Water says when this card's destroyed, you can draw 2 cards.
You as in who?
You as in you.
Okay.
You're the owner of the tower, so it affects you.
I see.
The controller, I mean.
So...
Oh, nice.
Mystery Man.
Hey, Man of Mystery.
Okay.
It's still my turn, though, so I'm feeling pretty satisfied with myself at this point in the game, and I'm going to be like, I'm done. I'm going to pass to you, honey bun.
Okay. So then I can draw again.
Yep, it's your turn.
Dum.
Dragons come at you fast.
Okay. So I can recharge these doohickeys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can draw another one.
Correct. So that is a special shard, which just means you can either use it just like any other shard, you can produce one, or you can use it to use its special ability where you actually have to exhaust it and pay 1 to give a Guardian plus 500. I almost never use that. It's just I put them in there just for kicks. You could use it, but it almost never comes in handy. Okay. For me, anyway. I'm probably doing it wrong. So, remember that Hoenna's Wrath? Oh, you know what we should have done?
No.
Let's rewind. Because I meant to do this, but I forgot because I'm drinking too much. All right, so these tokens, what we were going to do is I was going to tell you that during my turn, you can use Hoenna at the end of my turn. When I say end of turn, priority passes to you. You have a chance to do something at the end of my turn. So when I say, okay, I'm done, pass to you, you would say, at the end of your turn, I'm going to get rid of 3 counters from Hoenna. You've got 4, so it goes down to 1. And then I'm going to put into play a 1500 power golem. Now, because you do that during my turn, at the beginning of your turn, this unit will have been in play from the beginning of the turn, which means you can now attack with it during your turn. So if you play units during your opponent's turn, then when it becomes your turn, they're ready to go. Oh. So if you had played this during your turn and then had to wait a whole turn, maybe I would have killed it. Maybe I would have been worried about it and found a way to kill it. But because you were sneaky and you waited until the end of my turn to do it, now I'm all tapped out. I have no response. He's in play. Now it passes to you. You drew, you charged, and you've got another unit on the field.
Nasty.
And super nasty. And now it's time to read Hoenna's Wrath. If you're playing a Hoenna deck, for those of you watching, if you're playing a Hoenna deck and you do not have 3 Hoenna's Wrath in your deck, you need to Google Hoenna's Wrath right now. Order them if you don't have them, and then put them in your deck. So Hoenna's Wrath is a card that you can pay 4 to cast if Hoenna Immoral Conjurer, the basic witch, is your champion. What it does is it gives every unit that is not a golem minus 1,000 for every golem you have in play, and it produces 2 golems on your side. So this unit is a golem, which means it will not be killed by Hoenna's Wrath. But your Bone Scavenger is not a golem, which means it's worth paying attention to that, because it means when you play Hoenna's Wrath, you'll kill all of my dragons, but you're going to kill him too. Mm-hmm. Therefore, you might as well attack me first and get some use out of that, because you definitely want to kill these, because I'm getting you down.
Right.
You need to clear my dragons out of the field, but you don't want to get nothing out of your Bone Scavenger. So, if I were you, I would attack with your Bone Scavenger and do some damage first. Maybe attack a tower, and then Hoenna's Wrath to clear my field.
But I didn't really do this on your turn.
Let's just say you did.
Oh, freebie. Thanks, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to play, or do I say attack?
You say, I'm going to move to combat, or I'm going to attack, or...
Okay. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I have to turn it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I declare which one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's still 1,500.
Yep, it's permanent. You have 1,500.
Okay. So
you pick a tower. You could pick a unit too, but you, in your head, you know you're about to kill them all anyway with a Hoenna's Wrath.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, obviously. Okay, so you chose this. I have no response. During the Guardian says, so I'll reveal it. Oh, it's a Tower of Fire. Cool. So Tower of Fire says when this card is destroyed, I get to destroy a unit.
Lame.
Yeah. So it is destroyed, and because he's already exhausted, I'm going to destroy your golem unit.
Double lame.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's a token. It's not an actual card. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go to the discard. It just ceases to exist.
Okay.
Now, Hoenna triggers. Why? Because Hoenna says when you destroy a tower or a unit in battle, Hoenna gets a counter. So since you just destroyed my tower with your Bone Scavenger in battle, Hoenna gets a counter. She's one step closer to another golem.
Okay.
Now
I can play my Hoenna's Wrath because she goes down from 6 down to 4.
Correct. Because you're playing with Hoenna. Yeah, because it says on there it costs 2 less to play if your champion is Hoenna Immoral Conjurer.
Okay.
The native cost is 6, but it costs 2 less because your champion is this. So effectively you can play it for 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically the cost is still 6, but it says you can pay 2 less. So.
Okay.
And then if you just follow the instructions on it, so what you would do is first you'd pay the cost, which in this case is 4, and then you would just do exactly what the card says to do, step by step.
Okay, so use these. Ugh, mine looks so ugly.
What do you mean?
I can't keep them lined up. Okay.
Oh, just the organization.
And then I can place her on my...
It's a spell, so it doesn't even require a unit zone. You would just notify me that you're casting it, right? You pay the cost and you say, I'm going to play Hoenna's Wrath.
Right.
And then because you're Minnesota Nice, you pass priority to me. And I have a chance to basically say, because I'm all, my shards are exhausted, I have nothing I can do.
Okay.
And then because I then have nothing to do, I pass priority back to you. Boom. Hoenna's Wrath hits the field.
Okay.
And takes effect. Now, because it's a spell, it's not going to stay. It's just going to do its thing, and then it's going to go to the discard.
Okay.
But now just read it, and we'll just do what it says.
I put 2 Berserker Golem tokens. These ugly dudes.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Now, those are units, so you'll put them in unit zones. Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
And then
each non-golem unit gets X this turn. X equals the number of golems.
Each non-golem unit gets minus X thousand. And X equals the number of golem units you control. So how many golem units do you control?
2.
Exactly. So X equals 2. So everything gets minus X thousand. So everything gets minus 2,000.
Okay.
Every non-golem. So these guys are unaffected because they're golems. Everything else gets minus 2,000.
Okay.
And dies. Unless they have more than 2,000 power. Including, unfortunately,
my dude.
Your Bone Scavenger.
Oh, so sad.
He had a good run. He's fine.
Alright, so he goes here, she goes here.
Correct. Now her effect has happened. She's in the discard.
Okay.
Now these just came into play, so they can't do anything this turn.
Right.
But,
and I don't have any more shards.
Correct.
So I'm basically kind of done.
Pretty much done.
Okay, cool.
But you're back in the game now because now you've got 2 and I've got none.
Right.
Oh, now the tables have turned, my dear. So, my turn, my draw phase, I'm going to draw a card. And then I'll grumble a little bit because of what you just did. And then my charge phase, I'm going to throw another shard down. And I'm going to ready my shards. Now I have 5 shards, and I guess I'll just... I'm going to play a deranged dragon who can't do anything because he doesn't have quickness. And then I will exhaust 2 more shards to produce 2, and I'll play a glow shard dragon, which again protects my other dragons from spells or abilities. But then neither of them have quickness, so I will just be done.
Okay.
And I'll pass to you.
So I draw.
Now you draw.
Okay, and then I can recharge these things. Is that the correct terminology?
Charge, yeah.
Okay.
You can call it ready, like you ready it back up, or you charge. Crystals, I think you charge.
Okay.
Shards, you charge. Units, you ready. But you can call it untap. You can call it make funsies. You can call it rev, whatever you want to call it. It's fine.
Okay. And I want to use Yummy.
Yummy. Wait. Think about it, man. Think about it. Sure you want to use that?
I mean, I don't know. Not for sure, no.
You could. Because you have 3 destroyed towers, you could use both of Yami's abilities.
Well, yeah, because this is you 2 or less.
Yeah, you could. What else do you have? What else you got in there? You got 5 shards. You do all kinds of stuff.
I have some golems.
Oh my goodness. You know what you could do?
No.
If you were being really sneaky, read Golem of Allurement.
Okay. When the card enters the field zone, take control of target unit with cost 1 or less.
Ooh.
But it cannot attack this turn.
Oh, well that's kind of lame. Still, I have a dragon. If you played that golem, you could take permanent control of my dragon. But maybe you'd want to save that for a little bit. Maybe I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay.
Often in Argent Saga, it is advantageous to attack before playing your cards for the turn. The reason is because these towers seem to be detrimental to the cards on the field. So what you'll find is if you play a new card and then you chuckle, haha, I played this new card, you might then attack a tower and it could destroy the cards you just played. So if I were you, I would maybe attack me with your Berserker Golems before doing
so they don't
shenanigans.
just guard.
No, these can do the gambit. They can run them out.
Okay. I see. Well, then I would like to attack.
I will allow it.
And I turn him.
Mm-hmm. Then you declare your target.
And I want that one.
Alright, so I will reveal it. Tower of Darkness. It is destroyed. Tower of Darkness. Now the first thing that happens, I get to look at your hand and I get to throw a card away.
No!
Hey, how many cards you got on that hand anyway?
A lot.
You're only allowed to have 7. At the end of your turn, if you have more than 7, you have to discard. See,
you didn't tell me that rule.
Well, now I did. I'm doing you a favor anyway. Alright, so I'm going to look at this. Ooh, eccentric visitor, avarice, Yami,
Don't take
finishing
my mystery
rate.
man.
Oh, jeez, Louise, Pete. Look at all this. I'm going to get rid of finishing ray.
Yeah, I haven't even read that card, so that's okay.
Okay. Combat's over.
Okay.
Now what? Come at me, bro.
Well, I've got 3, so I can do another one of these duties, or is that one?
You could if you wanted to, but remember, that one won't be able to attack this turn.
Oh, right.
Because it has to be in play from the beginning of the turn.
Okay.
But you have another Berserker Golem.
Well, let's use him. I want to attack.
Go to combat. Okay, I take it. Come at me.
Okay, I'm not sure. I want that one.
Alright. It's revealed Tower of Air. Tower of Air is a little bit dirty when it comes to tokens because Tower of Air. Now, okay, you did pop a tower, so Hoenna gets a what?
One more.
Gets another counter.
Okay.
So Tower of Air says when it's destroyed, I get to return 2 units, up to 2 units to their owner's hands. So I could return my own, but I won't. I'm going to return these to your hand. Now, because they are tokens,
They have to go back here.
they cease to exist when they leave the field. They don't go to your hand. They just cease to exist. But that's fine because you just got some hits in, and that's cool. Now, normally, let's talk about this real quick. Normally, because these are golems, you might think to yourself, could I use Hidden Laboratory to sacrifice a golem to draw a card? Normally, you could. But towers don't use that priority sequence. They're not Minnesota Nice. Towers don't say, oh, do you want to respond? Towers just do it. So you cannot respond to a tower. If I had cast a spell and I said, I'm going to cast a spell and kill that golem, then I'm Minnesota Nice and you can respond. Towers do not give a damn. So these are gone. You can't use Hidden Lab. You can't save them. You can't do nothing. Tower of Air just goes off.
Okay.
Now it's your main phase again.
Okay. God, that was exhausting.
Sorry.
Um,
I'm just explaining it super thoroughly for, people watching from above.
Okay, so
You have all kinds of stuff. You could Dust Strike, you could kill something. Hikari, you make a couple of defenders. You might as well save that. Let's see. Avarice, you force me to discard a card. Allurement, you steal one of my creatures. Eccentric Visitor's pretty good.
I really want to use my Mystery Man.
Mystery Man? So here's what you do. Read him.
Arrive. If you have 2 or more destroyed towers, you may flip your spirit face up.
Yep, so is your spirit already face up?
Yeah.
No, so there's no point. But you know what you could do? You could Soulburst Sola, which creates a 2,000 power Guardian Knight, which is great, right? Because you can block my stuff next turn. Mm-hmm. Soul Bursting turns it face down.
Oh, and then I could play my Mystery Man.
Boop. Put it right back up.
Oh.
I'm going to let you go through that
Brilliant.
if you want
to. Okay, so I'm going to...
Soul Burst.
Soul Burst.
Okay.
Kitty.
Soul Burst, Kitty.
And I want to use my Knight. And then, do I have to say which one he's defending or no, not yet?
He's not even defending yet because it's still your turn.
He's just present.
He's just present and willing.
Okay. Then I want to use my Mystery Man.
So,
Wait, I have to play these.
You gotta pay the cost.
Pay to play. Okay, 1, 3.
Okay, to play. First, you announce you're gonna play it, and I have a chance to respond because you're so nice.
I'm gonna play my Mystery Man.
Well, who do you mean Mystery Man? Eccentric Visitor. Okay, now I have 2 shards. Now I've got a chance to be like, okay, what should I do? What should I do? Nothing. Go ahead.
Wow. What a performance. Okay, I want to put him here.
Okay, now he has an Arrive ability, which means once he hits the field, the Arrive triggers.
And I can flip my kitty.
Yep.
Hi, kitty.
Hi, kitty.
Okay, but I still have 2.
Yep.
And so...
And then?
I kind of want to cast a spell. Just for shits.
If it has a lightning bolt,
yeah.
You could wait until my turn to cast it.
Oh, I see.
And infuriate me because I think I'm getting somewhere and then I get nowhere.
But I'd have to save these 2
Correct.
for your turn. Well, then let's do that.
Okay. So you're going to end your turn?
I end my turn, sir.
Alright, I will begin my turn. First phase is my draw phase, so I draw a card. Okay, and then it's my charge phase, so I charge again. I'm going to ready up my shards. I got 6 shards, and I'm going to look, and here's my problem now. You've got a 2,000 power Guardian and a kitty that can make another one. Alright. Okay, I guess I'm gonna Guiding Winds. So I'm gonna pay the costs, pay 1, and cast a Guiding Winds. And my target, the first thing you do when you're playing a card is you pay the cost and you declare the target. Mm-hmm. So my target is Deranged Dragon. Mm-hmm. Guiding Winds is a 1-cost instacast. Return target unit you control to its owner's hand, and if you do, draw a card. So the reason I'm doing this is because he has to attack every turn if he can, and if he attacks this turn, he gonna die.
Okay, so you're gonna try to get a stronger card.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna bounce him back to my hand, and then this spell goes to the discard, and its effect goes into play. I get to draw a card.
Okay.
And it did not end. But that's okay. And then I'm going to exhaust 1 more shard, and I'm just going to play Deranged Dragon again.
Okay.
And then I have nothing else. Nothing else I can do, so I will just pass to you. But...
Wait, can I play my thing during your turn? Okay,
Brilliant.
So then I want to do...
that's what I was going to remind you.
That, and then it's this one?
Yep. Okay, so you would say, I'd say, okay, I'll pass turn to you, and you'd say, up. At the end of your turn, I'm going to do blink and bling and do it. So,
okay.
But you did. So
I did it.
Pass to you.
So now it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to draw a card. Okay. And then I can move
Charge.
these back.
Don't forget to draw a new one.
Yep. Okay. And then you said before I play more cards to go ahead and go after a thingamabob.
Usually it is advantageous, however, it's worth noting this, The towers that you're worried about are the Tower of Fire, because it's going to kill something, or the Tower of Air, because it'll bounce something back. Those are dead.
Okay.
So the truth is, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about immediately going after you.
It doesn't matter as much. The 2 towers I have left, the Tower of Water lets me draw 2 cards. The Tower of Light creates one of those for me. So.
And what did you say about the lightning thing for my spells? I'm sorry. If I
Lightning means you can play it during my turn or during combat. If it doesn't have instacast, you can only play it during your turn outside of combat. But if it has a lightning bolt, you can play it anytime.
Okay.
Pretty much. Except in response to a tower and some other times. But basically think about it as lightning bolt, you can play it instantly anytime.
Well, I want to play, I want to put in a Bone Scavenger.
Yeah. So Bone Scavenger is good. He's good. You can play him.
So I can put him in.
Okay, so then what happens when you play Bone Scavenger?
Expel target unit from a discard. So I get to pick one of yours.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can pick one of yours too, but usually you'd pick one of mine. I've got a ton in here. I don't know. I would just pick one that feels good. If it feels good, do it.
I guess we'll just do that one.
Okay.
And then I give those back.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And
Go sure it's gone.
Crap. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Take your time. So that Golem of Allurement would be a great thing to use after you pop my Light Tower, because my Light Tower creates a Guardian token. The Guardian token has a cost of 0, which means your Golem of Allurement can take control of anything that costs 1 or less. So you could create a Guardian on my side by blowing up my Light Tower and then steal it with your Golem of Allurement. And it'd be mean.
But that's during your turn?
No. It's during your turn, because you would attack me, pop my Light Tower, the Light Tower creates a Guardian, and then during your main phase you play the Allurement, steal my Guardian, and then it makes it so I don't have a Guardian anymore. It's dirty. Super dirty, babe.
Okay, so I guess I'll...
Well, you might as well attack me first.
Okay. Can I attack with my Mystery Man?
Yeah. Look at him.
I would like to attack with my Mystery
You
Man.
can attack with any of these, right? You did this during my turn. You can attack with that. You can attack with him. You can attack with him.
No, I'm sorry. There's lots of rules. Do I still have to pay?
Not to attack. No. That's just the cost to play the card.
Gotcha.
Once the card's in play, you can just attack with a unit. It doesn't cost
I
anything.
would like to attack you.
I will allow it.
So I'm going to turn him.
Okay.
And I want that one.
I have no response, so I'll just reveal the tower. It's Tower of Water. Water gets destroyed because 2,000 power versus 1,500 defense. Now, when this gets destroyed, 2 things happen. Number 1, I get to draw 2 cards, because that's the tower effect. Number 2, Hoenna triggers. So she gets a
one
count.
more.
Mm-hmm.
She gets 2. Okay.
And now, combat's over. You're back in your main phase, where you can...
Now I can play my Golem.
Or you can attack again. If I were you, I would... So this last tower, by process of elimination, is my Light Tower, because we have 1 of each element. You've destroyed air, water, fire, dark. The only one left is my Light Tower. At the beginning of the game, we revealed all the towers we have.
Right.
So you know this is the Light Tower that creates a unit when it's destroyed. So what you want to do now is destroy my Light Tower. It'll create a unit. Then play your Allurement. If I were you, I would attack me with this Golem, and I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay, I'd like to attack you.
I will allow it.
That one.
Okay, reveal my Light Tower. 1,500 versus 1,500, it's destroyed. Ha ha ha. Now I have a Guardian.
Okay, and then I'm going to play...
First...
Damn it.
Here's why. Hear me out. You only have 5 zones.
Yeah.
If you play a golem in this 5th zone, right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 things out.
Right.
If you play the golem here and you take this unit, where will it go?
I don't know. They can't stack on top of each other?
It can't. If he has no valid place, you either can't do the transfer, like you can't, if there's nowhere to put a unit, you can't play a card, right? Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is create a space. So the reason we attack with this golem is because what can we do with golems if they've served their usefulness? Do you have anything in play that can get rid of a golem?
Oh, dear Jesus. It's over there. This thing, my augment?
Yeah, what does he do?
I can sacrifice, or I can use it, sacrifice the golem and draw a card. But
So let's do that. Let's create a space. Yeah. So you exhaust your augment.
So I have to use 2.
No. The cost is just, remember, the cost is just to play the card. Right? You're just looking at this ability.
Okay.
You don't have to pay the cost just to use the ability. It's done.
Oh, I see.
If this exhaust said exhaust pay 2, sure. But it just says exhaust, sacrifice a golem. The cost is just to exhaust and to sacrifice a golem.
Okay, so this guy goes away.
Well, you'd have to exhaust your hidden lab first.
This is exhausting.
Mm-hmm. Turning sideways.
Jesus.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Okay, and then I draw a card.
And then you draw a card. Hey, you got Rudy.
Rudy.
Rudy's good. You don't need him right now or anything, but...
Okay.
So now... Take my guardian from me. Take him.
This.
Well, you don't just get to take him. You've got to play your... So pay the cost for Golem of Allurement.
Okay. And then I can lay him down because now I have 2 spaces.
Yeah. So you now once you play him, his arrive effect goes on what's called the stack, which maybe we'll talk about next game. So his arrive effect goes in the stack, and now I have a chance to panic, right? First you played him, and now I'm like, oh crap. And do I have anything I can do? No. I have nothing I can do. Boom, he hits the field. The arrive effect goes. Now I have one more chance. Priority, because you're Minnesota nice, priority, your arrive effect goes off, so now my chance to respond happens, and I go, crap. I have nothing I can do. The arrive effect happens, which says...
Well, I can take your little doodity.
Yeah, take control of anything that costs 1 or less. Tokens have a cost of 0. That's less than 1.
So then I move him to my side?
Yeah.
Okay. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Oh, wait, did I have to exhaust him like this?
Nope.
Okay.
It's an arrive effect. It just happens. So let me ask you a question, darling. How many towers do I have left?
None.
Which of your units has been in play from the beginning of the turn? Not him. You just took him. Not him. You just played him. Not him.
Was it?
What about that one?
Okay.
Which means, if I have no towers left, and I have no guardians...
I can attack you and I win?
If you can attack me one more time and deal damage, you win. Can you do it?
Well, I don't know, because you still have 4 things. You could, like... I mean, if I attack you and
Maybe.
you still have 4 shards, can't you... all right. So what? It doesn't cost me anything. I just say I'm going to attack you. I want to attack you.
Okay, go for it. All right. During the Guardian step, I'm going to play Omega Magic Kaze, which is a card that costs 0 if I'm getting the crap kicked out of me. Mm-hmm. If I have 2 or fewer towers remaining, this card costs 0. Mm-hmm. Target unit cannot deal damage this turn. I'm going to declare that target when I pay the cost. Target unit can't deal damage this turn. So here's what happens. And then it says I draw a card. So I draw a card because of Kaze. Kazi goes away. Your attack still happens, and it hits me, but it deals no damage. I'm still alive.
Lame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here we are.
And I can't attack you with my bones.
No, he just came into play this turn. What else you got? You got anything else in your hand?
I don't have any more spaces.
Tragic.
So I can't do anything.
I mean, it's looking like that.
You screwed me. Wait, what about my kitty?
There's no spaces.
Oh, balls.
But you can ready something at the end of your turn. That'll feel good.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I guess I'm done.
Okay, at the end of your turn, solo triggers. And you can ready a unit.
Just one.
Just one. You might as well ready the Guardian. Okay. Nice job, honey. Alright, so now draw phase. And charge. I'm going to ready everything up. Now I've got 7 shards available. And I've got a lot of damage I have to get done. You have 2 Guardians. This is not looking good for me, hon. Oh. So... Okay. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm gonna play a Mech Dragon's Flame. This lets me expel a unit. If it's does it have to be less than? Power of Okay, yeah, fine. No, fine. Never mind. I got nothing. I'll play this other Glow Shard Dragon. So now none of my dragons can be targeted by spells or abilities. And then I will quietly accept my death. Okay, because I have nothing else to do, sure. I'm going to play this spell. I'm going to pay the cost of 2, and I'm going to play this non-instacast spell during my main phase out of combat. It is Mech Dragon's Flame. It says expel target unit if its power is less than the highest power of a dragon unit you control. So when I play this card, I'm going to declare the target. And the target is your Bone Scavenger. So the reason I'm doing this is to illustrate a point. When I play this card, it goes on something called the stack, which means I have priority and I get to play a card or do an ability. And then when I'm done doing that, it doesn't happen yet. Priority passes to you. And now you have a chance to respond. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to say, so the highest power dragon I have is 1500. This says, expel target unit if its power is less than the highest power of a dragon unit you control. So I'm going to target your Bone Scavenger. Its power is 1000. Right now, which is less than 1500. So it's going to get expelled unless before this spell takes effect, you can do something to increase its power to 1500 or higher. So I play the spell, the spell's ability goes on a stack. Priority passes to you. What you going to do about it? Now, Bone Scavenger has an ability that can pump up its power, which you can use at any time. It's an activated ability with a colon, meaning you can use it whenever you have priority. Right now, what did I just do? I cast a spell and then I pass priority to you.
So I pay 1.
Pay 1.
Okay.
Expel target creature, target unit from a discard zone.
Sorry.
It's alright. It's cool. Doesn't really matter which one. Just pick a unit and... Okay.
That one.
So now what has happened? You have just paid the cost. Pay 1. Mm-hmm. You've expelled a unit from a discard zone. And then if you do... So now Bone...
Now I got an additional 500.
First, let's just to illustrate what the stack is. So I cast a spell here. Priority pass to you. You used Bone Scavenger. Now his ability goes on the stack.
Now priority's yours again?
Yep. You pass priority to me. Now I look at this and I go, I got nothing. How the stack works is everything that just happened now resolves in reverse order from top to bottom. That's why I call it the stack. Stack, 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 stack. And then you just go down in reverse order. So My spell is at the bottom. Bone Scavenger's ability is now at the top. So he happens first. So his ability goes off. Bone Scavvy is now at 1,500. Mm-hmm. Now when that's done, we go down the stack. The next thing that happens is my spell happens. Expel target unit if its power is less than the highest power of a dragon unit you control. Crap. Now he's at 1,500. That is not less. Mm. So it fizzles. Has no effect.
Okay.
Goes to the discard. I sigh deeply. And then I cry a little bit. And then I pass turn to you.
Okay. And so, it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Okay,
turn.
so I can draw.
McTurney.
And I recharge these little suckers.
Lovely. So good.
Ugh.
So many shards.
Okay, and then I draw one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You forgot to...
Oh, I recharge them too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
Everything, unless it's... Oh, and don't forget your old man. I mean, you're a mysterious man.
He's the mystery man.
He's the mystery man.
I mean, I do like old men.
Yeah, old men, you know, they've got quirks.
Okay. So, I want to attack first, yes?
I mean, bottom line is, if you can deal damage to me this turn, I lose the game.
Right.
You've got 5 units, and I've got 3 shards and 4 cards in my hand. So...
I mean, I would like to attack.
Yeah, you might as well just start coming at me and see what happens.
I want to attack you.
I will allow it. Go ahead.
May I use my...
Whichever you like.
Okay, this guy, my knight. I turn him.
And I'm assuming your target is me?
Yes.
Unfortunately for me, I have nothing that I can do.
And so?
I take 2,000 damage. And the game is yours.
Boom. Shakalaka.
Nice job.
Huh?
No, it's good.
I wish I could confidently say I did it all on purpose.
You did it all. Did it all on purpose. It's good. So that's Hoenn Sola, and this was Dragonholt Strigra at its finest. No, maybe not. And there's How to Play Argent Saga number 3. We just want to show some actual gameplay and learning how to play and all stuff. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. If you have any comments, keep it to yourself. Just kidding. Look, I know, okay, just to cover, because someone's going to mention it. I know when Rao Wyvern Rider died, I didn't put a token into play. Fine. Okay, I missed that. Other than that, though, yeah, that was okay. We're going to play some more rounds of Argent Saga for people who are still learning how to play, just in case it's helpful to someone. If there's something you want to see specifically, let us know, and we'll try to demonstrate it. And other than that, I think that's it. Do you have any questions? Anything to add?
I mean, I would like more footage of your hands.
Yeah.
That's my request.
The hands?
That's what I would like to see.
Yeah. I'll try to make some hand footage. That's a subscription site. if you want to see me play Argent Saga with more hand shots, it's going to cost you $5 a month. I should make a Patreon for that.
I'd pay.
Feel free to like and subscribe to my hand footage. Oh my god, that's a whole different YouTube. This is supposed to be friendly to all comers. Right. Anyway, yeah, that's it. All right, guys, enjoy that. Argos out.